Hello, everybody. Welcome to another exciting Zooming with Augie. Tonight, my very special guest is Eddie Onoy, owner of Sweep Strategies. How's it going, Eddie?
How's it, Augie?
New way of communicating right here.
Yeah, I know, and I'm not real comfortable because I don't do this very often.
Well, that's why it's an honor to have you on today with Zooming in Augie. So we're going to jump into it because it's a pretty kind of open discussion. We just talk a little bit about you and where you're from, and a little bit about yourself, Eddie.
Grew up in Kalihi, Palama. Went to Farrington High School, UH, and engineering school on the mainland. Spent some of the time after, or went into the Army during Vietnam. And when I got out, worked as an engineer for the state of Hawaii. Did that for a few years, did real estate sales and development for about 15 years. And then got into a bunch of different businesses. Yeah. So I'm involved with Hawaiian Ice Company, with a company called Bodyman and Grenades, which maybe some of you have heard of, but spend most of my time trying to help people with their finances in a company called Sweep Strategies.
Right. So let's talk about Sweep Strategies. Why did you start the company?
Well, I kind of learned the concept quite a few years ago, and I said, hey, it would be pretty interesting to see whether we could help hardworking people like you and me, to try to keep more money in their pocket by teaching them strategies and by coaching them, by mentoring them, so that they could pay maybe less interest to the bank, keep more of their hard-earned money in their pocket. And it's been a challenge. We've been doing it for over 10 years. It's not easy to get folks to come in and listen.
Yeah,
But it's fun. It's a challenge.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to ask you. Why you think, it's so challenging for people? Because I know for myself, when we sat down and you kind of just asked me how I was doing with my finances, there's guys like me who go, well, it's pretty bad, Eddie. And you go, well, you should come see the presentation. And when I saw it, I was like, wow, how come no one showed me this in school or showed me this, in my years as an entertainer, my CPA or even my tax guy, like, hey, there's ways you can really save on the money you're investing in. And I was kind of blown away, but, been doing this now with you guys for 3 years, and it is a hard task. So what do you think people have a hard time, wanting to like hear what we have to offer them?
Well, what I think about is, number one, most of us go to school, went to school, high school, and then some of us went to college. But it's interesting because there's no, I don't think there are any classes in either high school or college that actually teach you some of the concepts that we teach, like how do you handle the hard-earned money that you make? How do you handle it so that you can keep more of it and accumulate wealth, which is, to me, something that all of us should be striving for. So to answer your question, I don't know. I think, some of us are used to or listen to your parents, and they told you, you got to go to school, you got to study hard, you got to get a degree, you got to go to work, get a job, and earn money. But I think what's kind of not the best thing is that no one helps people to figure out how to keep more of the money that they earn. And so I think that's something that we have worked on to basically educate people on how do you keep the money, keep more of the money that you earn every day, and so that you can get better cash flow. And when you get old like me, maybe you can own more properties or have more money to travel or do whatever you want to do. Now, that being said, I think a lot of people are maybe too comfortable to even think about checking a company like Sweep Strategies out. They can make their mortgage payment, they can make their car payment, they have money to travel, so they're not that motivated. And I think that's a pretty common scenario.
Yeah. What I found in this last year, with the stuff that I'm doing outside of sweep, is that if people are not educated, they don't know the benefits, or they don't know how much more they could get. So the stuff that we teach is tools that the bank already offer. So if you only used to go into the bank to make a deposit and withdraw, or getting a loan, not understanding that there's the bank that can really, really help you achieve your goals. But if you don't know how to use a bank product correctly, because I always tell people when we're doing a presentation, if I gave you $20,000 and you never know how to use it, what would you do with it? So a lot of people don't know, right? The bank does that. And if you don't know how to use it correctly, guess what? You dig yourself in an amazing hole. And that's why I think it's so hard, Eddie, because we talk about this a lot when we're in the office. What do you think people don't do it? And I think part of it is they don't want to at least try to educate themselves a little bit more, or to think, wow, was that easy? I went to school for banking. I went to school to be, wait a minute, so if I did this and I can actually save money, and then it's almost like, oh, these guys are gonna trick me. And that's not what we're trying to prove. What we want you guys to do is really, honestly, just come and see the presentation.
Yeah, well, to me, for most people, going to work, earning money, putting it in your checking account, your savings account, 401k is comfortable for them. They know how to do that. For that person to come to listen to something different, I think unless they are in financial trouble, or if they are actually really motivated to get ahead, it's not easy. Typically, what happens is the people who actually come to see us come because their friends and family have told them about how successful they have been by working with our instructors and coaches.
Mm-hmm.
So, but if you and I, Augie, talk to them, they go, and they just want to, make money from me. So, they're not that motivated. So it's not easy, but it's challenging and fun, right?
Yeah. Well, again, we hear people talk about, oh, knowledge is power. And yet,
Yeah.
they're so challenged to come in. What they don't realize, like, you are one of the things that, I appreciate about what you do here is, like, you love sending us links to different people being coached. The last one you said was, like, mind-blowing, how, even the top guys at the top level of, corporations, that they get coached. They appreciate the coaching, and how important and valuable that is, as far as, like, with running a company, or in your own personal life.
No, I mean, you're absolutely right. I think that if you want to be good at something, uh, you really need to get a coach, because that's who can give you some input on things that maybe you haven't even thought about. So, but as you get older, I think, you I don't think you're that comfortable by having someone tell you how to do something, because you're older, right? You're educated, you went to school maybe, or you went to the school of hard knocks, you know a lot. So not easy for most people to listen once they're out of school to listen to someone else. But I think the coaching part of what we do is really key if you want to be good at learning how to improve your cash flow. I think is very critical and helpful. So I really think that that is something that people should actually look into, because I think is very valuable.
I know it's an exciting time for Sweep because for the last well, for me being here almost 3 years now, we're talking about how we can eliminate debt, but we do so much more now, and I think that's where I think a lot of people can really capitalize on that. We really helping you get on base and not only paying off your debt and going, that's it. No, we have other ways to help you. You want to expand on that, Eddie?
Yeah, I think all in our formative years when we started this business, I think we were really focusing mostly on how do we help people pay off debt faster. And I thought that was a really interesting focus because I think most people didn't know how to do it. But recently, with our partnerships and our arrangements with other professionals, I mean, and our team, I mean, we're doing things like how could we possibly pay less taxes, right? And how could we develop more passive income? Things that, you know, who can you go to that can teach you that kind of stuff? We have a tax strategist who teaches tax strategy, not a regular CPA. Help me. That's the kind of stuff we've been doing, right?
Yeah. Yeah, so we've been doing retirement, 401ks. We've been doing, turnkey properties, all these exciting things to help you, get on that road to success, more than paying off debt. But the most important thing is that, a lot of us, especially here in Hawaii, we work 2 or 3 jobs, and you should take advantage of coming in because we might be able to help you doing what you're doing right now.
Yeah.
I
agree. Yeah.
Extra money in your pocket. That's why, it's really exciting. It's an exciting time. So here's a question. How's COVID-19, what have you learned about yourself during COVID-19? Because I can tell you a lot of people, for me especially, I'm really taking advantage of the fact that now is a good time for me to, one, fix my credit, because a lot of people are not using their money correctly. A lot of people not prepared. We've seen that. And there's a lot of people that are going to be, leaving because they no longer can afford to live here. And so COVID has helped me. And we've been trying to get the message out there through Zooming, through social media that, hey, if you don't prepare and something like this happens again, what you're gonna do. And I'm so thankful, Eddie, because if I didn't know how to sweep, I wouldn't have a reserve, and it would be tough. It would have been really, really tough. And I'm able to, sustain until things get better for me. But that's one of the things that I learned being in sweep. And if I never, guess what I would have done? I don't know. Honestly, I just don't know. I don't know how people make it, and that's why more than ever, if you're watching this, just come and listen. That's all we're asking. Come and listen. Nobody's gonna twist your arm. Nobody's gonna beg you for join. But I think if you are open to educating yourself, this is the thing for you. So I like to know, what have COVID-19 taught you, Eddie?
I don't know. I think that the environment that this COVID-19 has put us in is, I think a lot of people are getting more serious about being concerned about their financial situation and the uncertainty of tomorrow, and so I think it's a good thing, because I think we have their ear more than we did when things were like rocking and rolling. So I see a lot of attorneys who are advertising more, who do wills and trusts, I see financial planners advertising more because I think they have the ear of more people because I think people are worried. They're worried about the uncertainty going forward. So I think that we are talking to more people. People are more interested. They're more serious about their future, about how long they're going to be around, and I think it's a good thing that they focus on stuff that they should focus on, which is increasing cash flow, um, financial education, their family,
Mhm.
how they're gonna pay their bills, and all kinds of stuff. Yeah.
No, and and that's why like was for us at Sweep, Zooming, right, has become the new thing.
Yeah.
And I've got to have great conversations with people like yourself, very successful people that, and all the interviews all have almost the same characteristics. Still like being taught, still like being trained, still like being up to date with what's happening around you. You see a work ethic that's almost mimic like successful people. They're very they mimic other successful people, and that's all we trying to do. I mean, it's as simple as that. Get educated and mimic and follow what the 3,000 other people are doing here in Hawaii as well on the mainland to be successful. I mean, we're not saying you're gonna become a millionaire. What is success to you, Eddie? What is
Yeah.
success to you, Eddie?
I don't know how to
Being a
answer
very
that.
successful businessman, what is success to you? Because I can tell you, uh, being and working for this company, watching people get an extra $400 a month, watching them go, wow, because we don't like people change their lifestyle in learning how to do this. We just like you learn how to bank a little bit better. And when you see one family who normally only has this much now get this much, I look at that and I go, man, maybe that's success for them.
Yeah, but Augie, the problem with that is, like you and I always talk about, it sounds too good to be true.
Right.
So, they're apprehensive.
Mhm.
But it doesn't cost anything to come listen to us, and I don't know why more people aren't doing it.
Yeah. So maybe right there, maybe success for you today, watching this now or in the future, is going, I'm gonna call 533-4455.
Yeah,
4455.
yeah.
We do it this way. I can come to you. We have offices in Honolulu and in Waipio, and now not only can we help you pay off your debt, but we can help you in other ways through tax savings, through maybe turnkey property, retirement. We have a wealth triangle ready to get you on base. Some of you guys are gonna hit home runs right away. Some of you guys might take getting on first base and just completing the bases so that you score runs. And that's all we're trying to do. And I appreciate you coming on here. I know it's tough having you come on and speak, but you've helped so many people in Hawaii because you decided to not just keep it for yourself, but create a company that can help people in Hawaii. So I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yep. Thank you, Augie.
All right, you guys, 533-4455, or you can log on to sweetstrategies.com. Thank you, Eddie.
Okay.